he had a little Twitter spat. Of course, we had some slobbering, drooling leftist, with all due respect to leftists.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they used to, I call them leftists. They used to be centrists that have gone left. I mean, I was a centrist, right? So
yeah.
I was never a right winger my whole life until the Overton window shifted to the left, and now people are actual centrists. If you looked at Canadian politics 20 years ago, and now they're called alt-right. So that tells you how far left the center has shifted and the left has shifted. But anyway, we had this guy in oddly enough in Vancouver, and Chris Johnson. He had a Twitter account, and he decided to say some really stupid things.
Yeah, so I was kind of having this back and forth with this other lady who was being rude and, talking about me disparagingly and whatever. I'm kind of used to it. And I usually try and make an example out of those. And I try and normalize the fact that, yeah, I'm a gun owner and a CCFR person, but I'm also all these other things. I wrote, I'm a mom and a grandma. My family serves this country. We advocate for fair and effective regulation. And, we want credible work to reduce crime and violence, blah, blah, blah. And I'm talking about all the things that we've done, working with the parole board and law enforcement and the MCC. And this guy, Chris Johnson, comes along and he replies to me, you are a gun lobbyist. You promote violence in our country. Your children and grandchildren will be ashamed. And I was kind of taken back. I mean, people say all kinds of horrible things to me on Twitter. It's a total toilet, right? But I was like a little shocked because I do not promote violence. Like, what are you talking about? So I click on the guy because I'm like, I don't know who this dude is. Maybe he's just some Twitter troll. No, he's a criminal defense lawyer from Vancouver. And in his bio on Twitter, he had a link to his law firm website. So I go to the website, I click on it. This is all right through his profile. And under services, he represents people with firearms charges. So if you find yourself up against some firearm charges, among, all kinds of other types of criminal charges, just give him a call. And I kind of thought, wait a minute, like, you can't have it both ways, buddy, right? So anyways, our general counsel here at the CCFR, Mike Loberg, caught wind of this, and he kind of tweeted at the guy, and he says, I'll give you a proper opportunity to substantiate your public statement that Miss Wilson promotes violence in our country. How would you like to do that? Like, Michael wants that information. If you've got that information, you must provide it. And of course, he deleted the tweet later that day. And then he eventually deleted his account. But yeah, at this point now, it's become a legal matter. And Mr. Loberg is talking to his law firm. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that'll work out, but you are accountable for the things you say, and you don't have to like me or like the things I stand for or even what I do. If you don't, you probably don't understand it, but you can't blatantly defame me in public like that. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, the point is you can't lie. Like, that's all.
Yeah, it's lie. I don't promote violence.
I think that's all we've ever said. Right. And same thing with Polly, and the same thing with the Liberals, and the same thing with, these slobbering, crazy journalists that we come into contact with from time to time. It's like, you can disagree with us, and you can even be nasty in your comments. Like, that's okay. You just can't lie.
Yeah.
Because, it's, if people normalize lying, and we're living in the worst time, I think, as long as I've been alive, as far as people accepting other people lying. Like, and I think you get to a point as a society where you get so detached from reality that there's really no way to find your way. There's no way for you to find your way back, right? Like, things start to get really out of hand really fast. But all we've said is just don't lie, right? So anyway, we've got
he's a lawyer too. Like, he's a lawyer.
Like, you should know better,
better,
right? But anyway, so he deletes his account, and I don't know. I mean, he was served with a defamation notice.
Yes,
and I don't know where that is right now, because I haven't talked to Mike lately in the last few days. But anyway, it's like, well, it shouldn't be that much of a surprise. Just don't lie. That's all. It's not a high stinking bar, man. Like, the moral bar that we set is not high, bud.
Yeah. I don't know.
Just don't lie.
Well, and like, I don't know. I don't, the point is not to make a big spectacle out of everything, but yeah, you're in a, you're in a position where you should know better than this. It wasn't just some random Twitter account.
Yeah.
It's somebody who purports to defend, people within my community and outside it. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You're responsible for the things you say and do. That's just part of being a grown adult in Canada.
Yeah, so. Well, there's we have a lot of adult children in Canada right now, more than I've ever seen in my life. But okay, I hate to leave it off on a sour note like that, but
it's not sour. Loberg, he's probably doing this, right? So
yeah, rubbing his hands. Yeah. I think his request was, "Do you mind if I play with this guy?" and your answer is, "Knock yourself out." So
yeah.
So I mean, I wouldn't put it past Mike to take this guy all the way, but whatever, man. It's it is what it is. It's one of those FAFO things, or play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Remember, if you don't stand up for your own ability to own and use firearms, who will? Join the CCFR or donate right now at www.firearmrights.ca.